Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be chosen, not because you chased, but because you simply existed in your truth? What if I told you that while the whole world reaches for someone, that very someone is quietly reaching back for you and only you? Stay with me, because what the cards are about to reveal will shift everything you thought you knew about this connection. Only take what resonates with you. There is someone in your energy right now. Someone who exists in a world where attention flows like water, constant and abundant, yet somehow always leaving them thirsty. This is not just anyone. This is the person others dream about at night, the one whose name gets whispered in circles, whose presence commands rooms without effort. They have learned to navigate admiration the way sailors navigate storms, with skill but also with exhaustion. For so long, they have been surrounded by people who see them as a prize to be won, a conquest to add to their collection of stories. Admirers have circled them like moths to flame, drawn by the light, but never truly seeing the person holding it. And in all that noise, in all that endless parade of faces trying to catch their eye, something inside them grew weary. They began to wonder if anyone would ever look past the surface, past the charm and the status and the carefully crafted exterior to find the human being underneath who just wants to be known. Then you arrive, not with fanfare, not with grand gestures or desperate attempts to stand out. You arrived as yourself, grounded and whole, carrying your own light instead of trying to borrow theirs. You did not compete in the arena where everyone else was fighting for scraps of attention. You did not perform or pretend or twist yourself into shapes you thought they might prefer. You simply were. And that simplicity, that authenticity, that refusal to participate in the game everyone else was playing, it stopped them in their tracks. For the first time in longer than they can remember, someone looked at them and saw a person, not a pedestal. Someone treated them with the kind of casual respect reserved for equals, not the breathless reverence that always creates distance. You never idolized them, and in not doing so, you became impossible to forget. The first card that comes forward in this reading is the Two of Cups, and it arrives with such warmth, such magnetic pull between two souls that it almost takes my breath away. This card speaks of partnership, of mutual recognition, of two people who see each other clearly and choose each other consciously. But what makes this Two of Cups so powerful in your reading is the context surrounding it. This is not a connection born from desperation or convenience. This is not two people settling because the options ran out. This is recognition at the soul level. When this person looks at you, something in them relaxes in a way it never has before. The constant performance they have lived with for so long, the need to always be on, always be impressive, always maintain the image, it falls away in your presence. With you, they do not have to be the most charming person in the room. They do not have to win you over every single day. They can simply exist, flaws and fears in all, and trust that you will still be there. The Two of Cups is telling me that what they feel for you runs deeper than attraction, deeper than infatuation, deeper even than what they might call love at first. This is soul recognition. This is the feeling of coming home to someone you have searched for across lifetimes without even knowing you were searching. What moves me most about this card in your spread is the equality it represents. So many people have approached this person from a position of lack, hoping to gain something, hoping to be elevated by association, hoping that proximity to their light might make them shine brighter. But you have your own light. You have built your own world, cultivated your own worth, created your own standards, and you do not need them to complete you. You want them, perhaps, but you do not need them. And that distinction changes everything. The Two of Cups speaks of two whole people choosing to walk together, not two halves desperately clinging to each other to feel complete. This person recognizes that in you, they see your independence not as a threat, but as the very thing that makes you trustworthy. They know you are not with them, for what they can provide or how they make you look to others. You are with them or considering being with them because of who they actually are beneath all the noise. In that knowledge, that certainty that they are valued for their essence rather than their image, it has awakened something in them they thought had died. For so long, this person has moved through relationships and connections that felt hollow. They have experienced this strange loneliness that comes from being constantly surrounded yet deeply unseen. People wanted their time, their attention, their status, their influence, but very few wanted their truth. Very few were willing to sit with them in the quiet moments when the mask came off and the real person emerged, uncertain and vulnerable and sometimes afraid. They learned to protect themselves by keeping things light, by never going too deep, by maintaining just enough distance that no one could really hurt them. But that protection became a prison. They found themselves going through the motions of connection without ever feeling truly connected. Admirers came and went, some more persistent than others, but none of them reached the place inside where real intimacy lives. Until you. The Two of Cups is showing me that with you, the walls came down, not because you demanded it, not because you pushed or pried or tried to force your way in, but because your presence made it safe to be vulnerable. You created space for their humanity, and in that space, something beautiful began to grow. The second card stepping forward is the King of Cups. And this card is drenched in emotional maturity, in deep feeling balanced with wisdom, in the capacity to love without losing oneself. This king represents someone who has learned to navigate their emotions with grace, someone who feels deeply but does not let those feelings control them. In the context of your reading, this King of Cups is showing me the version of this person that is emerging specifically because of you. Before you, they may have kept their emotions at arm's length, preferring the safety of surface-level connections where nothing was truly at risk. They may have played the role of the charmer, the flirt, the one who always had the right words but never truly opened their heart. But you have called forth something different in them. You have awakened the King of Cups, the emotionally mature partner who is ready not just for passion but for genuine partnership. Not just for excitement, but for real commitment. Not just for the thrill of the chase, but for the depth of building something lasting. What strikes me about the King of Cups in your reading is the transformation it represents. This person is changing right before your eyes, and they are changing because you make them want to be better. Not better in the performative way where they are trying to impress you, but better in the authentic way where they are actually growing into a version of themselves they are proud of. They are tired of shallow connections that stroke the ego but starve the soul. They are tired of admirers who want the fantasy but cannot handle the reality. They are tired of feeling like a commodity rather than a person. With you, they do not have to perform. They can feel what they feel, say what they think, show you the parts of themselves that are still healing and still learning, and trust that you will not use that vulnerability against them. The King of Cups speaks of emotional honesty, of a willingness to be seen fully, and this person is stepping into that with you in ways they never have before. I am also seeing with this King of Cups that this person is developing a protective instinct toward you and toward this connection. They are not just passively enjoying what you share. They are actively investing in it, nurturing it, making sure it has what it needs to grow. They think about you when you are apart. They replay conversations in their mind, analyzing not to find fault, but to understand you better, to learn the language of your heart so they can speak it fluently. They notice the small things, the details others might overlook because they are paying attention in a way that goes beyond casual interest. This is someone who is falling in love, not with the idea of you, but with the reality of you. And the King of Cups is showing me that this love is mature enough to last. This is not infatuation that will burn out when the novelty fades. This is the kind of love that deepens with time, that grows richer as it ages, that becomes a foundation upon which an entire life can be built. The King of Cups is also revealing something beautiful about how this person sees commitment with you. For someone who has long been surrounded by options, who has always had admirers waiting in the wings, the idea of choosing one person and building something exclusive might have felt restrictive in the past. It might have felt like closing doors, like limiting possibilities, like giving up freedom. But with you, commitment does not feel like a cage. It feels like coming home. It feels like the freedom to finally stop searching and start building. They are realizing that true freedom is not about keeping all options open. True freedom is about choosing something real and giving it everything you have. The King of Cups carries this wisdom, and your person is embodying it now. They would rather lose status, lose options, lose the attention of everyone else, than lose the chance to build something meaningful with you. That is how much you matter to them. That is how deeply you have touched them. The third and final card coming through is the Ten of Cups. And I have to pause here because the energy of this card is so full, so abundant, so overflowing with emotional fulfillment that it brings tears to my eyes. The Ten of Cups is the card of lasting happiness, of family, of dreams fulfilled, of the kind of joy that is not fleeting but enduring. This is not the temporary high of new romance. This is the deep satisfaction of partnership that weathers storms and celebrates victories and builds a life together that feels like a blessing every single in your reading. The Ten of Cups is showing me that this person is not just thinking about the present moment with you. They are imagining a future. They are seeing you in their life, not just for now, but for years to come. They are picturing milestones and memories, quiet mornings and shared dreams, the kind of partnership that becomes the foundation of everything else they build. What moves me most about the Ten of Cups here is what it says about this person's transformation. Remember, this is someone who avoided thoughts of forever, who kept things light and non-committal, who protected their freedom above all else. The idea of settling down, of choosing one person and building a life together, it probably seemed far away, something for other people or for some distant future version of themselves. But you changed that. You walked into their life, and suddenly the future stopped feeling like a vague someday and started feeling like something they wanted to reach for right now. The Ten of Cups is showing me that they see you in their vision of happiness. When they imagine their best life, their most fulfilling future, their version of success that actually matters, you are there, not as an accessory, not as a supporting character, but as a partner, as someone they build with, as the person whose happiness becomes intertwined with their own. This card is also speaking to the respect and admiration this person has for you. The Ten of Cups appears when someone recognizes that they have found something rare and precious, something worth protecting and cherishing. This person knows that what you offer is not common. Your authenticity in a world full of pretense, your groundedness in a culture of chaos, your ability to remain yourself without apology or compromise. These qualities are not things they take for granted. They see how difficult it is to impress you, not because you are playing hard to get, but because you genuinely have standards and you will not lower them for anyone. And instead of being intimidated by that, instead of walking away in search of easier validation, they are inspired by it. They want to rise to your level. They want to become someone worthy of the partnership you would offer. The Ten of Cups is showing me that this person is willing to do the work to show up consistently, to prove through actions and not just words that they are serious about building something real with you. I am also seeing in the Ten of Cups that this person talks about you. Even when you are not together, even when they are surrounded by other people, your name comes up. Their friends have noticed the change in them. The confident charmer who used to keep things casual and emotionally distant now seems thoughtful, introspective, genuinely invested in something beyond their own entertainment. They talk about you with a mixture of excitement and vulnerability that surprises even themselves. There is a tenderness in how they speak your name, a protective quality, a sense that you matter in ways they are still discovering. And what is most telling is that they continue to speak of you, even after separation, even when you are not there to hear it. This is not someone who forgets you the moment you leave the room. You have taken up residence in their heart and in their mind. And the Ten of Cups is confirming that this is not temporary. This is the beginning of something that has the potential to last a lifetime, if both of you choose to nurture it. The Ten of Cups is ultimately a card of fulfillment. And what it is revealing in your reading is that this person feels fulfilled by you in ways they did not know they needed. You satisfy something in them that all the admiration and attention and external validation never could. You touch the part of them that craves genuine connection, that wants to be known and loved for who they truly are, that dreams of partnership built on mutual respect and authentic affection. With you, they are not performing. They are living. With you, they are not maintaining an image. They are growing into their best self. The Ten of Cups is showing me that they see you as the missing piece they did not even know was missing. And now that they have found you, the thought of losing you is almost unbearable. What the cards want you to understand, what this entire reading is pointing toward, is that your value in this person's life cannot be overstated. In a world where they have been surrounded by people who wanted something from them, you showed up wanting nothing except honest connection. In a landscape of admirers competing for their attention, you remained calm and secure in your own worth. You did not chase, you did not beg, you did not compromise who you are to fit into their world. And that strength, that self-possession, that quiet confidence in your own value, it captivated them in ways that all the desperate pursuit never could. The Two of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Ten of Cups together are painting a picture of a love that is mutual, mature, and meant to last. This person desires you not because you are easy or convenient or willing to settle. They desire you because you are real, because you challenge them to be real too, because with you, they can finally stop performing and start living. They are ready now in ways they were not before. They have been shaped by experiences that taught them what they do not want. And meeting you showed them what they do. They have grown tired of emptiness disguised as excitement. They have outgrown the version of themselves that kept everything surface level. With you, they want depth. With you, they want commitment. With you, they want to build the kind of partnership that becomes a sanctuary from the chaos of the world. And the most beautiful part is that this is not one-sided infatuation. This is recognition between two souls who see each other clearly and choose each other consciously. You are not a fantasy to them. You are a person, complex and real and sometimes challenging, and they love you not despite that, but because of it. They love that you are not easy to impress, because it means your affection, once earned, actually means something. They love that you have your own world, because it means you are choosing to include them rather than needing them to complete you. The cards are showing me that this connection has the potential to become everything both of you have been searching for, perhaps without even realizing you were searching. This is the relationship that redefines what partnership means. This is the love that feels like home. This is the person who, despite being desired by many, desires only you, and that desire runs deeper than anything they have felt before. What you have awakened in them cannot be turned off or transferred to someone else. You have touched their soul, and souls do not forget that kind of touch. Remember, only take what resonates with you, but know that the universe is conspiring to bring together two people who are finally ready to love in the way they both deserve to be loved.